up with this episode? Well, on we go. Cleaned out the workbench because make it this way, nice and round. That's why this went quick. So with all this rolling, that's a good thing. Not what I expected. This. This is a crazy week. It is already Thursday and did lots of work, but almost no content. Normally I got it all planned and figured out on what steps I want to do and what steps I need to take, but this week everything is, well, going fast but slow. Not really a lot of work done, only arranging stuff and getting stuff figured out and thinking on how to plan the project, get the projects running, and in every evening we are changing out shop, rearranging everything so that everything will be in a good position to get the cars stored and get the project laid out so we can work faster on them. So that's a lot of, well, planning and project arranging as well. I did a lot of work on the Mark II, which I will show you right now. On we go. Cleaned out the workbench because we're in the final stretch of the engine bay. I'm going to dismantle everything, lay it out on the workbench, and then we're going to make a list of which parts will go to the powder coater, which parts will go to the chroma, which part will be polished, and then everything will come out. So the engine bay will be empty again before the rebuild. So let's get everything out, lay it all out on the bench, and ready to get some stuff done. Well, I engineered and put everything in, so that's why this went quick. Yeah, well, we got all the parts laid out on the bench, and that can go off for some color, chroming, polishing, and everything. So later on we can put it nicely back together. Getting everything labeled now, and let's ship them out. Oh, a thing I didn't show you guys yet. This is the gearbox. VW Motorsport gearbox, and it's all in color, in this color. So this is a beauty. Another thing that's taking a lot of time is, look at this picture. The engine is a little bit too much in an angle. We're still not sure where this problem is coming from, because what we're finding out is that we're using the correct engine mounts. So there's got to be something, or every engine on this model should have this. We knew this for a long time, but we wanted the build to go on and still didn't have time, or still couldn't figure out which engine mounts we need to use. So we're still figuring out which one we need. We're now using what we know, the 16 valve versions for both of them, but it's 20 millimeter, around 20 millimeters too high on the right hand side. So if anybody knows this solution, just get in contact with me, so maybe we can compare all the engine mount numbers and see if we can drop it a little bit. Finalizing, check this, the last pieces of the rear brakes. And got this one cut it. So we widened it 10 millimeters and everything is still fitting. I need to figure some final stuff out, but this is actually looking really good for the handbrake caliper. This way it fits perfectly around the disc and on the bracket. So with all this rolling, That's a good thing. I need to go on to start another project because I want to get this stuff rolling as well next week. So this week I want to order all the parts, and that means I need to know how bad it is. The Mark III needs some new rockers. Left and right side rockers are bad. How rotten they are, I'm not sure. But the tricky stuff is this. The side skirts are laminated on the body. So that means, as you look at here, we cannot easily take them off. They're all just one part with the chassis. So we came up with a solution. As it's already cracking a little bit over here, I'm going to make a straight line all the way across to the other side and make that as thin as possible so we can make a nice black line in it when we're putting them back on. Some tools I'm going to use to make a straight line as possible. Okay, this is a little crazy job. The rams are full as we're rearranging the workshop, and well, putting this on the ram with the side skirts is terrible anyway. So probably the best way to do and to start it on the ground. So I got this flat iron bar, and the idea I've got, this is the same thickness and I'm ending up on where the crack is, to tape this on as a starting point, and then get the multi-tool and slowly in a straight line grind this down till it hits the sheet metal and then stop there. So I can hope you can see the shine a little bit on it, and that looks like steel to me. So we're already through the side skirt and we got a nice clean cut. And now on for the rest. Not what I expected. This over here in the corner, if I move the side skirt, it's really moving on the cutting line, and my experience is always that the side skirt is always a little bit on flowing on top of the rocker, just stops almost straight with the door. But my cutting line over here is so thin, and I immediately hit the sheet metal, so I don't expect that the side skirt is there, which normally back in the day always was to make it sit on the rocker so it can sit on straight, but it seems like this one is well built different. So this is not working the way I wanted it. If I look at the list, it's almost centimeter lower than expected. Where it's moving now. Oh, no, well, it's not to say where it's moving. No, it's not to say where it's moving. Over here, you can see it already cracking. And this is my line, and that's exactly where the crack is. So if I move it this way right now, you can see my line moving. So that sounds that I'm in the right position. If you look at this way, it should be in the right position. But then when I look at over there, It's already on the sheet metal and it's so thin, so it almost looks like it's lower. And then over here, if I move it, it's on that point. Okay, so I started all the way from the other side now and pushed it in the crack, and I really need to dig deep, but I think I can follow the steel rocker with putting the saw blade completely in and then slowly cutting it all out. Well, wow, that went good in the end. I was a little bit skeptical on when we're working on it because, well, what I showed you, it went up a little bit too high, but in the end, it wasn't. It was just so good. I think if we're gluing this back on when the project is done with a really nice, thin, fine black line of glue, it will look like it's always been this way. So I'm kind of stoked on how this is going. Actually, the rocker isn't too bad. There are some bad spots, that's why he brought it in. But I think maybe we can partly repair it so we can get it all as low as possible, so we don't have to go way up top with risking damaging on more of the paint. So this is well, yes, I'm happy on this. Look how this rocker is looking, or how the side skirt is looking. Everything has turned out straight. So my tooling idea went pretty darn good again. Over here is the end result. Of course, there are some cracks and criddles, but don't mind the tape. It is I think when we're removing the tape, there will be a nice fine line. So that means, yeah, repeat. We're going to the other side and doing the same stuff again. Okay, that crazy thing is in place. Oh, that's better. Okay, let's first straighten out the rockers a little bit, and you can see the bottom of it will come out a little bit as well. So everything is dented in. And if I just grind everything out, it won't come back in the original position anymore. So let's first start with this and then get the rest done a little later. You know, this whole bottom isn't too bad, but these are the worst points. The jack points, they're all flat, and over here it's all, I think it's rotten, and the same point over there. I think this is all rotten out. And both of the rockers are as flat as hell. A little bit always difficult with the light. But the bottom isn't looking too bad. So I think if we repair both sides, inner and outer rocker, so we're going to clean this out till this welding line over here. Then we're going to change out the inner rocker, and then let's see how far we need to go with the outer rocker. Then we need to show you, so here you can see the welding lines of this, how the chassis is pieced together. So this is the inner rocker, then you get the outer rocker, and there's still the chassis line in the middle. So if we put both of them out, we have a good new fresh start. Then we can see, I think over here you can see the same line from this front point, and both of them are rotten. You can see here some old repairs. So I hope we can get these corners new. So let's get the rocker straightened out at the first start, so the bottom will dent out a little bit as well. Probably I need to take the seats out to get these dents all out, because it's some points are a little bit crazy. So it's some points are going to be a little bit more work, and some points are easy to repair because it's not too bad. But let's get all the underbody shirts off, and then we'll start from there. It hit some potholes and some roads overall, and the jack points they made completely crazy flat amateurs. Well, I'm a bit dirty, need to shower, but this was the first round of making a mess for the Mark III. Almost all the underbody chutes is off on the points where I need to start. So made a good starting point, and next week I will go on getting everything off and probably get the first rockers out and see how bad the rest is. But actually, it's not too bad. There are some dents and dots. That's, I think, even more problem to get it all undented and straightened out again before we weld something new in. I'm not sure if I'm going to weld in complete stuff and complete rockers. That's what I'm going to decide next week. But I'll show you the last pieces on, well, how far I got. Yeah, that corner is one of the most bad corners, and then everything over there is prepared, that piece is prepared, and only that front corner needs to be done. Well, you know the deal. Like and subscribe to the channel, put something in the comments, and see you all in the next episode. Thank you for watching.